It's late. Your laptop is still open. You've got a dozen tabs across the top of your screen, all some version of the same search. Passive income ideas, print on demand, affiliate marketing, a course that sells itself while you sleep. Someone online is making $30,000 a month while they're at the beach. Someone else says AI will build your entire business while you're doing something else. Somewhere around tab number 9, you weren't looking for a business idea anymore. You were looking for a way to exhale. A way to stop wondering what happens if your paycheck disappears. A way to stop feeling like one company holds every one of your cards. If that's you right now, I want you to stay with me because by the end of this video, I think you're going to stop chasing passive income and start noticing something that's been sitting in front of you this entire time. I know the feeling of searching for a way to exhale because I lived it. And then one morning, the thing I'd been afraid of actually happened. It was a Wednesday, March 4th, 2026 at 8:57 in the morning. I was on the treadmill watching the traders when my phone lit up. It was a meeting notification from my CEO and HR. The meeting was starting in 3 minutes. If you've ever been laid off, you know exactly what that notification feels like before you even open it. I got off the treadmill, rushed to my office, sat down still in my workout clothes. I already knew what was coming. You always know what's coming. The meeting was professional. It was kind even. My role was being eliminated. It wasn't a performance issue. In fact, they told me I was a valued employee. Nonetheless, my last day was effectively immediately. I said thank you and closed my laptop. Leading up to that meeting, I had grown that company's social media following from 9,000 to over 40,000 followers. I generated nearly 2 million organic impressions for this company. I led a webinar campaign that produced over $1 million in incremental revenue. That's a direct, traceable, 7-figure contribution to that company. And I still got the call, y'all. It wasn't my skill or my work ethic or the nights and weekends I had given. It was my paycheck that was the only thing left in that Zoom room. And I think that's the part nobody warns you about. You can do everything right and still lose the one thing you built your safety around. So sitting there that morning, I had one thought I couldn't shake. And that is, what if one paycheck was never supposed to carry this much responsibility? That question right there changed everything for me because I realized most women aren't looking for passive income. They're looking for emotional safety. Passive income just sounds like the shortest way to get there, but those are two very different things and mixing them up is expensive in both money and in years. Here's what I've learned since that Wednesday morning. Passive income, the way it's sold to you online, usually isn't passive. It's delayed. Someone spent months, sometimes years building their audience, testing their offer, answering customer emails at midnight, and fixing the broken parts of their business nobody sees. It's only after doing all of that does it start to look effortless in a 30-second video. If you're comparing your first day in this to someone else's 10th year, of course you're going to feel behind. But let me assure you, you're not behind. You're standing in the starting blocks looking at someone else's finish line. Those are two very different places and no amount of scrolling will close that gap for you. And if you've been telling yourself,
I know I need another stream of income, I just don't know where to start.
Or maybe you're thinking,
I've looked at so many ideas at this point, I don't trust any of them anymore.
I don't think time is your obstacle. I think it's clarity. Because when you're clear, you move. But when you're unclear, you research, you compare, you save another video, you bookmark another template, and then you call all of that preparing. I know this because I did the same thing. I wasn't procrastinating. I was trying to remove all the risk before I let myself take a step. So eventually, I stopped asking,
how do I build passive income?
And I started asking a different question. And that question is,
what do people already ask me for help with?
That question moved my attention off every trend and back onto my own experience. I want you to think about your own career for a second. When someone on the team gets stuck, who do they call? When a new hire starts, who trains her? When a project falls apart and leadership needs someone to fix it, whose name comes up in the meeting? When somebody walks over and says,
can you help me with this?
Who are they walking to? That's not random. It's evidence. It's evidence you've been building something far more valuable than another line on your resume. Every promotion you've had raised your salary, but it also raised your know-how. Nobody called it inventory though. They called it experience. But the marketplace sees it differently. Your employer rented your know-how. They've never owned it. You own your know-how. And in a bit, I'm going to give you the simple filter I use to decide if a skill is worth turning into income before I spend a single hour building it. If some part of you is feeling what I'm saying right now, if you're tracking with the idea that what you've been calling your job might be your next stream of income, don't let that thought fade the moment this video ends. I put together a free training that goes deeper into a skills-based income stream, including the biggest mistakes I see women make when they try to start and why so many people overcomplicate the first step. Drop the word income down in the comments and I'll make sure you get all the details. A woman told me not too long ago,
Nick, I don't think I know enough to coach.
So I asked her 3 simple questions. When someone on your team gets stuck, who do they call? She smiled and said me. Then I asked her, when a new employee starts, who trains them? She said, usually me. The third question I asked was, when leadership needs someone to untangle a messy project, whose phone rings? She laughed and said mine. So I asked one more question. If Lottie Dottie and everybody already comes to you, why have you decided you're not qualified? She got quiet.
You know, I've been doing this for so long, I forgot it was valuable.
Now run that one back on replay because I think somebody watching this needs to hear that one again. You've been doing it for so long, you forgot it was valuable. That's what know-how does. The closer you are to it, the more ordinary it feels to you. But it doesn't feel ordinary to the woman still praying for the answer you've been carrying around for years. So here's the thing. Every offer that's ever been sold comes down to 3 things. I call it the SOS method because most women I work with come to me feeling like they need one. S is for specific. This isn't building an offer around women who want more. This is building around one specific person. For example, a teacher who's ready to leave the classroom but doesn't know what she's qualified for. Or a nurse who's burnt out on shift work and wants income that doesn't cost her another 12-hour night. The more specific the person, the easier your offer is to build and sell because nobody buys from everyone. Specific someone's buy offers that sound like they were built for them. O is for outcome. Your outcome isn't a feeling like clarity or confidence. Your outcome is a result. For example, I help teachers write a resignation letter and a 12-month exit plan without losing their income in the process. If you cannot say your before and after in one sentence, neither can the specific person you identified in the first S, which means they won't buy because they can't picture themselves on the other side of the transformation. The last S is for structure. This is where most new coaches lose people because they share wisdom, and wisdom will get you a nice comment, but wisdom doesn't get you someone to hand you their money. A structure tells your specific person exactly what happens and in what order, so they're never guessing what step 2 is supposed to be. So there it is. SOS, specific, outcome, and structure. That's the difference between an idea you've been thinking about for 5 years and an offer somebody buys today. And I think it's fitting because most of the women who end up in my inbox are looking for exactly that, an SOS, but they don't need a rescue, they need a plan. Here's the thing, y'all. This isn't just about income. This is about what happens to your sense of self when your only plan is a job someone else controls. Somewhere along the way, a lot of us learned to treat safety and identity as the same thing. Your title became who you are at dinner parties, on LinkedIn, and in the way you introduce yourself to someone new. Your paycheck became your proof that you were doing life the right way, that all those years of showing up added up to something, right? But a job was never meant to be the full plan. It was meant to be one part of the plan. When you build a second stream of income around something you already know, you're not just adding money to your bank account. You're reclaiming the part of yourself that doesn't disappear the moment someone else, someone who's never met you, decides your role isn't necessary anymore. A company can eliminate a position, but it cannot eliminate your know-how. A paycheck can disappear, but your ability to solve problems doesn't. That's insurance for your identity, not just your bank account. And it's the kind of safety no severance package can offer you. So no, I'm not chasing passive income anymore. I'm building something better. A paycheck pays you once. Your know-how can keep paying you for as long as you keep selling it. I don't think passive income became popular because women wanted to stop working. I think it became popular because women wanted to stop worrying. Those are 2 different goals, y'all, and only one of them can be built on purpose. Peace doesn't come from chasing whatever trend shows up next month. Peace comes from knowing if something happened tomorrow, I already know how to create income. That's a different level of confidence, and it's one no employer can hand you or take away from you. If everything I just walked through made sense to you, the next step isn't a course you'll finish one of these days that's sitting unopened in a folder on your laptop. It's a 2-hour process I built called 2K in 2 hours. This micro course walks you through identifying the skills someone will gladly pay a premium for, packaging it, and building an offer worth $2,000 or more before the day is over. You can learn more about 2K in 2 hours on my website at herincomeedit.com/2K, or just click the link down in the description. Here's the thing about all this. Your know-how has been there the whole time, and it's been paid for by every hard year you already lived through, and now it's waiting for you to give it structure. Your employer may have introduced you to your skills, but now it's time to introduce those skills to the marketplace. If you're new here, my name is Nick Scott, and I help women turn their existing skills into coaching income, digital products, and online businesses. If this shifted the way you see your own experience, I want you to watch this video next, because in it, I'm showing you exactly what it looks like to take what you already know and build something that belongs to you. Okay? I'll see you there.